Hello there. Today we're talking about divorce and how to get an X off of a mortgage. There's a lot that goes into this. It's can be very complicated, but today I want to give you a few bits of info, some ideas, and also highly recommend that you talk to somebody who's very experienced in dealing with this so that they can help you put things in place to be able to get the X off the mortgage and put everybody in the right position to be able to buy, sell, refinance down the road so that you're not making some mistakes that could delay your ability to do mortgage financing. My name's Miles Pitcher. I'm an owner of Superior Lending, and I've been in the business for 21 years now. Actually, sorry, 22 years. So let's jump to this. Again, an advisor is huge in this. A mortgage loan officer who is experienced because you need somebody who's logical, non-emotional, involved in this, giving some proper advice. There's a lot of unique situations and issues with this, such as assets, liabilities, alimony, child support, which is a whole nother thing to handle in there. What's going to happen with the marital home. And that's really what we're talking about today is assuming somebody's going to keep the marital home and they want to get the X off of the home. You may be in a community property state. That's another thing. So few questions. These are things I want you to be ready to talk about when you talk with a loan officer. Number one, who is on title? Who is on ownership of the home? And understand that title and ownership is different than who is on the mortgage. When you took out the loan on that home, one or both of you signed to be obligated on paying the mortgage. That's called the note or mortgage, the deed on the property, and it's a lien that's recorded against the property. Who's on title could be different, right? It could be one or both of you on there, but we need to know who's on title and who's obligated on paying the mortgage. We need to kind of understand, is there equity that needs to be paid out to the X from the home? Maybe that above and beyond what the mortgage is there extra equity that has to be divided up and paid out? We need to understand the children ages. Is there child support? Is there alimony? Is that alimony voluntary or mandated by the court? How many months have been paid already? And then we also need to know what agreements are in place and official. Have you just filed for divorce and you're still fighting or getting things settled? Or do you have a separation agreement or a divorce decree in place already? Be prepared to answer those questions. Legal counsel and financial counsel are huge in this, and many times we end up coordinating with them and talking with them also. But let's jump into it. So I have 6 options, and I'm going to go through each of these, and we'll start out with I've kind of put the first 3 in yellow because these are ones where we come across a situation where the loan on the property right now has like a phenomenal interest rate, and we don't want to lose that interest rate because current rates are higher. So that's why I've listed 1, 2, and 3 that way, and then we have 4, 5, and 6. So if rates are currently lower and you currently are in an FHA loan or a VA loan, there are some great options there to be able to do a Streamline refinance. Now, we have to be able to show that we're going to provide a net tangible benefit to you, which is another way of saying we're going to be able to save you some money on your monthly payment by doing this refinance. If that's yes, then what we need to show is that the partner, the person retaining the marital home, keeping the home, has made at least 6 months of payments on their own. And that means that you should not be paying that mortgage payment out of a joint account. You need to pay it out of your own bank account, because if it comes out of a joint account, the underwriter is unable to determine if that's your payment or from your ex's income's payment. So get a separate bank account, make the mortgage payments for 6 months, and then we can look at doing a Streamline refinance for you. FHA, VA is called an IRRRL, or interest rate reduction loan. Okay. Those are great options. And if we can do that, it's pretty easy. I will mention on the veteran one, the VA loan, the veteran that has VA eligibility needs to be the one retaining the home. A spouse who does not have any VA eligibility cannot be the one retaining or keeping that loan and releasing the veteran off the loan. Okay, option number 2, slim chance of this working, but it's worthwhile to call up the lender and say, hey, we have a divorce decree that says I get to keep the home and we need to get this borrower or the spouse, ex-spouse off the loan. Ask for a modification. Ask if they can do a release of liability. Slim chance, but no harm in asking. Option number 3, again, not ideal here, but the ex stays on the loan. And the one retaining the mortgage will make the payments, keep it current, keep the loan that's there. This worries me sometimes because if payments are missed, it's going to hurt both people's credit scores. Okay. If you do decide to go this route, the ex that is no longer living in the home, if they can prove and show through payments, bank statements, etc., that they're no longer making the payment and it has been paid by the person who retained the marital home, they can exclude that monthly payment out of their debt ratios, which helps them to be able to buy their next property. It's called the contingent liability rule. Just be aware of that, but if possible, get off the loan. But we do see this happen every so often. Okay, option number 4, refinance the loan. I know rates may be higher. This is an interesting one because many times, and we need to plan ahead on this one, the partner who is retaining the marital home says, great, cool, I will do a refinance, but they don't ever look to see, can I qualify for a loan on my own? And so we'll need to look at that and say, okay, are we planning on counting income from child support alimony for qualifying? Do we need to bring in a cosigner? Be aware rates could be worse. If we have to pay some equity from the home to the other ex-spouse, and that is written into the divorce decree on what that amount is. The cool thing is we get to do it as what's known as a rate and term refi versus a cash out because it's built into the divorce decree. That rate and term refi is going to give our client a much better interest rate than if we did it as a cash out refi. That also goes for any debts that are being paid off, such as if there was a credit card, car payment, or whatever that gets paid off from proceeds from that refinance, that gets to be treated as a rate and term as long as those are stated and identified in the divorce decree. Option 5, not a lot to say here, but sell the home. I know that's not always everybody's favorite idea, but it is a clean way of dividing up the equity, getting everybody off the mortgages, and moving on. And sometimes the ex-spouse needs a little time renting to build their income, build their credit, do the things they need to do to be prepared to then buy a home down the road. Option 6 is to pay off the loan. And I know that's a long shot, but you can negotiate that maybe, or you can even bring in some family that maybe can loan you some money to help pay off that loan and release that ex off of the mortgage and get them out of your life. This is a complicated, emotional situation. Please let us know if we can help answer questions. Like I said, we consult on these and we love being involved early on in the start of this as the divorce is happening so that we make sure that everybody is in the best spot possible to get a mortgage in the future, whether it's retaining the current home or buying a new one down the road. My name's Miles Pitcher. Thanks for watching this. We'll talk to you next week with another video.